In 1881, the crew of the Mary Celeste was found dead, not from storm or collision, from something the ocean had already decided. The ship drifted in waters north of the Caribbean. No sign of struggle, no bodies. The lifeboats were gone, but the cargo, wine, alcohol, personal effects remained untouched. The crew had abandoned a perfectly seaworthy vessel and vanished into the Atlantic. No distress signal, no wreckage, no explanation that held water. That ship, the Mary Celeste, not Marie, became the archetype, the mystery that launched 1,000 theories. But the real story isn't about one vessel. It's about a region, a place where the ocean behaves unlike anywhere else on Earth, where the rules of navigation, of wind, of physics itself seem to bend. The Sargasso Sea sits between 20 and 35 degrees north latitude, bounded by ocean currents. It's part of the North Atlantic, yet isolated. No land defines its borders. Only water defines it, only currents. The space covers roughly 2 million square miles, larger than Texas. Sailors knew this place by its weeds, the sargassum, golden-brown seaweed that floats in dense mats across the surface. In the 1400s, Columbus crossed it. His crew panicked, convinced the weeds would trap the ship, drag them under. They didn't, but the fear took root. By the 1800s, the Sargasso had a reputation. Ships entered it and slowed, their compasses spun. Their crews reported calm so complete it felt unnatural. Some vessels took weeks to cross waters that should have taken days. The ocean had become a waiting room with no exit visible. The disappearances accumulated. The USS Cyclops in 1918, over 300 men and 10,000 tons of manganese ore. Gone, no wreck found for decades. The Sudovko in 1926. The Carol A. Deering in 1921, discovered abandoned off the coast, crew missing, sails still set. The pattern was consistent, the ships were sound, the crews were experienced, yet they vanished. No storms reported, no distress calls, just absence. The Sargasso became a graveyard without a killer, a mystery that demanded explanation. In 1974, Charles Berlitz published a book, The Bermuda Triangle. He linked the Sargasso disappearances to a supernatural zone, a place where magnetic anomalies scrambled instruments, where underwater methane eruptions could sink ships, where perhaps something older than history still moved beneath the surface. The public consumed it, the theory spread, but oceanographers knew better. They had data. The Sargasso wasn't a supernatural trap, it was something stranger, an ecological anomaly that science is still working to fully understand. The Sargasso has no currents at its center. It's surrounded by them, the Gulf Stream, the North Atlantic Current, but the interior is still stagnant. Water doesn't circulate. Warm surface water stays on top. Cold water stays below. Nothing mixes. That stillness has consequences. The sargassum accumulates because the currents can't disperse it. Thick mats form. They shade the water below, blocking light. The ecosystem beneath is unlike anywhere else. Unique species evolved there. Eels spawn there. The Sargasso is a nursery and a graveyard both. But here's what oceanographers found. The Sargasso's stillness doesn't trap ships. Modern vessels cross it routinely. The weeds don't clog propellers, the water's perfectly navigable, so why did so many ships vanish there? The answer is mundane, boring even. The ships that disappeared in the Sargasso vanished for the same reasons ships vanish everywhere: storms that weren't recorded, equipment failure, human error, structural collapse. The ocean is indifferent. It kills the careless and the unlucky with equal efficiency. The USS Cyclops sank in a storm. Records later confirmed it: structural weakness in the hull. The Deering was likely caught in a gale. Its crew abandoned ship, were picked up by another vessel, one that never reported the rescue. The disappearances had explanations, they just weren't dramatic. But the Sargasso remains an ecological enigma. Its isolation has created something unprecedented. A marine ecosystem cut off from the rest of the Atlantic, species found nowhere else. A system that doesn't behave like other oceans. That's the real mystery. Scientists are still mapping it, still discovering what lives in those still waters. The Sargasso doesn't kill ships with supernatural forces, it kills them with indifference, and in its isolation it sustains life that exists nowhere else on Earth. That's stranger than any ghost story. The Mary Celeste's crew didn't vanish because of curses or magnetic anomalies. They abandoned ship for reasons lost to time, but their ghost ship became the symbol of the Sargasso's mystery. A mystery that wasn't supernatural at all, just a place where the ocean works differently, where life persists in stillness. Subscribe for weekly investigations into maritime mysteries and historical enigmas that science is still solving.